Marshall has been at Syracuse.
A lot of the Syracuse team will be graduating. And a lot of this Princeton team will be back hopefully next year in the semifinals.
David Morrow took a shot in the head.
And Bacigalupo is either hurt or very tired. Bacigalupo is really... Now let's take a look, see if we can pick up something here. It looks like he got hit in the leg or something. The ball bounced off his leg, and I think...
Now we'll try to fill you in on the injury when we return with Syracuse leading 11-5. Now play is back in. Teams are equal.
And did you see they started that extra man play with 5 people? They didn't even have 6 people on the field. So Princeton just pretty much totally rattled right now, not playing their game.
There's a high shot. Ball marked, ready for play again quickly. There's a score. That was against the Syracuse defense playing the man down. And so Princeton gets on the board here in the 4th quarter. They trail it 11-6. We'll return after these words.
Deadly, powerful, merciless, predators of the wild. Time Life Video presents Predators of the Wild, a brand new video series that gives you a compelling look at how nature's most powerful hunters dominate the food chain. Uncensored footage reveals how they select their prey, stalk their victims, and move in for the kill. Call now and begin your collection by exploring Hunters and the Hunted for only $9.99. You'll confront nature's one chilling reality: kill or starve. Keep Hunters and the Hunted and other tapes will follow about every other month. Each tape gives you an in-depth look at a different predator, how they create life, and how they take it away. Predators of the Wild explores the killer instinct. Call now to order Hunters and the Hunted for only $9.99 and see how the savage survive.
To order Hunters and Hunted, call 1-800-522-5333 or send $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to Predators Video Series, P.O. Box 4943, Department P, Omaha, Nebraska 68104.
We're in the 4th quarter at Byrd Stadium in an NCAA Division I lacrosse semifinal.
And this is Morrow scoring the last goal. This is the offense that this team has missed this whole game. Follows Saran as he follows the action of the ball. Now Morrow has it. He takes a cannon right-handed shot. Morrow had 99 shots on the season. Where has he been this game? This team needs offense from these midfielders. There's a handful of guys that really create the offense. I see David Morrow now on the wing. Tierney is trying to get something started with this guy, David Morrow, playing in the midfield position.
Morrow picks it up with a long stick. He feeds. It's behind the cage. Now it's in front. Now it's in the net. Princeton scores again on the quick goal by Todd Higgins.
Very interesting move by Tierney. He's got Morrow on one wing with a long stick. He's got Higgins on the other wing with a long stick. He's got a short stick guy back playing defense, post defense, on the offensive end of the field for Syracuse. He has enough confidence in these two guys, Morrow and Higgins, in their stick skills with the long stick that he thinks they can score like that. And they can also play great defense, as we know. So Morrow is up now, playing in the midfield, not bothering to watch Ryder on offense.
So now possessions are huge. Princeton had it and lost it. Syracuse had it and lost it.
And Morrow is tired. He's been watching this whole play from down on the wing.
Princeton has it again. Here come the Tigers.
Good move by Tierney to get possession.
Here's Morrow again against Barr. Spins to the left hand. The shot is wide. Who's going to get there first?
That's a Syracuse ball.
No, Princeton keeps it.
Tough call.
Simmers wins the foot race.
Tough call from here. It looked like Syracuse had it all the way. A lot of good speed from Thorpe. But again, a technical move, a tactical move, I should say. Simmons a little bit concerned because Tierney now has put the 2 long sticks guys, his 2 best long sticks guys, on the faceoff, and twice in a row he's gotten possession. Now, can they get the good shots? Because they need the goal.
Here they come with Simmers, played by Thorpe. Bounce shot, it's wide, and there is Chris Saran losing it in the crease. The officials in the crease as well. Where's the ball? The ball is still live.
Well, Thorpe knew where it was. He just got the official out of the way and said, let me go.
Chad Smith has it. He's got operating room. Now he gives it back to Jeff Schussler.
Now you're going to see a little bit
Defensive middies are on. Chad Smith cranks, scores. Oh, and he had something to say to Bacigalupo, and punchers were thrown.
Well, that's a penalty. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct. If the official wants to call it any baiting or taunting by a player, you can spend time in the penalty box. Not a smart thing to do for Syracuse when you've got a nice, comfortable lead. Not really necessary, as we all know. But he came in there, was happy about his shot. All the Syracuse players now jumping a little bit, and for the first time in this game, feeling confident that they're going to win the game. Smith comes down. The long stick guy gets the ball. Higgins doesn't come out to play him. Finally, the long slide comes out, but very tough for a goalie to read a shot from a long stick's midfielder. And then Smith comes in, and a lot of words, and Bacigalupo didn't want to hear it. Gave him a little punch, and you can see the rest.
Bacigalupo made the physical contact first.
Well, Chad Smith was the one that was the aggressor. He came in asking for it. He was talking the whole way, and I'm sure the referees heard it because that man is on the sideline. Bacigalupo has not had one of his best days. 12-7 the score, and Saran has been probably as good as he can get on the other end, helped by a little bit of inconsistency by Princeton. They've missed the goal a lot, but Saran has been sensational when called upon.
We have 6:09 to go. John Desko cautioning Roy Simmons not to cross the designated coaching area there with a cone. Smith apparently was penalized. Bacigalupo, despite making physical contact.
Well, there's no question that Smith came in, was very vocal, and that baiting and taunting is a foul, plain and simple. So it'll be a 6-on-5. Princeton gets the ball. They've got to turn it into a goal, and it could make it very interesting if they get a couple more here in a row.
Syracuse wants another player on the field.
Now they're trying to call somebody else out. We just have to guess like you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can tell you that there are 6 Princeton players on the field.
Now one of the players on the field has convinced one official to talk with another.
And they're talking it over.
Reggie Thorpe got the ear of an official. And he keeps signaling to the bench to Chad Smith to come on the field, or to somebody else to come on the field. And here comes an additional Syracuse player on.
Now this is the short stick defensive midfielder Mike Whittick from Wilton, Connecticut. Sophomore has been playing that man down unit the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6-on-6.
Yeah, it is.
But if the call was on Bacigalupo, he would have to leave the field.
That's right.
All right, it was one of those slap you in the wrist hockey type penalties. Each team got a little reprimand, and that was it. They're back to a 6-on-6. The possession going to Princeton. Hans Schmidt will play the long sticks against number 21, Tor Morrow, and Morrow is one of those guys that needs to get open and get some hard shots. He scored the last goal. They need more.
6:09 to go, and what would a lacrosse game be without a little debate? Here comes Princeton. They need goals in a hurry. That Morrow on the move. Good play, pulling it down the pass, John Bursting. Bursting against Kugavad.
Bursting from Colorado.
There's Tomio. Reinhardt's in front. He scored the first 2 goals. Missed another opportunity and hasn't been much of a factor since. Whittick falls. Good fake and a shot and a score. Terrific effort. And the Syracuse man lands on top of a Princeton player.
What an acrobatic shot. Beautiful play. Goal number 8. Boy, if they would have started this kind of energy about a quarter ago, you might have given them a chance to win. This team has finally got some electricity. Brian Tomio, watch this acrobatic move. He'll give a head fake low and go up high, gets the score knowing he was going to be in the crease. He can land in the crease after the ball hits the net. The ball breaks the plane of the goal. He goes into the crease, and it's a goal. Beautiful play. And Syracuse.
Whittick fell on top of him.
Yeah, Whittick saying, now, wait a minute.
Here's the face-off. They're all big now. Fazy wins it and gives it up to Don Finn.
It's a fast break.
Here comes Finn. He eluded a check. He fires and scores. Beating Bacigalupo up high.
What a great stick Dom Finn has. The gamble was made in the midfield when Tierney put Morrow and Higgins out there. It's beautiful if you get possession. If you don't get it, now you've got the best two long sticks guys out in the midfield. They're behind the play. Look at Morrow. Morrow tried to slide in and make the check. He couldn't catch Dom Finn. Just too quick.
Top shelf that time for Finn.
And once he got in that close, yeah, Bacigalupo, he's looking at trouble.
13-8.
So every time Princeton gets a goal and a little bit of sliver of hope, Syracuse just answers the goal.
Vasey wins it. Finn. Quickly they get it in the attack mode. Now Finn again.
The Syracuse team was very anxious to play Princeton again, as you might imagine, after last year's championship game. Overtime victory for Princeton.
Now they're 5 minutes away from starting to think about North Carolina. Now it'll be a rematch as well. There's a rebound put in by Jamie Archer. (14-8), the most goals given up by Princeton this year, and Syracuse keeps adding to it. We're back with you in just a minute.
Win a trip to spring training. Visit any Giant store and pick up an entry form for the Destin X Itchin' to Steal Stolen Base contest. One contestant will be drawn for each Orioles game on HTS from June 1st through October the 2nd. If the Orioles steal any bases within the game, the contestant for that game will win $100. Plus, each contestant drawn will be entered into a grand prize drawing for a weekend for two at spring training. Pick up your entry form at any Giant or send a postcard to this address.
Get ready for the experience of a lifetime when All-Star Fan Fest, a magical baseball theme park, comes to Baltimore this July for All-Star Week. From free autograph sessions with more than 100 superstars to amazing video batting cages, Fan Fest guarantees hours of excitement for fans of all ages. For sneak preview, visit the All-Star Week Preview Center, now open next to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Tickets for Fan Fest are now on sale at any Oriole ticket outlet or call Ticketmaster phone charge.
Back with you in the closing minutes of this semifinal game. Syracuse now has extended their lead to 14-8 on Princeton. A rebound in front to Jamie Archer. There was no defensive help for Scott Bacigalupo. So Archer has his second goal of the game.
Syracuse has scored a number of goals like that today. They're very opportunistic. They've got the explosive offense, but you give them any chances, they're going to put it right back in your face. I'm very impressed with the temperament of this Syracuse team. Again, it's not an in-your-face team this year. We talked about it before, Dave. It's more of a team unity, and let's just win this thing to prove how good we are. Not as much swagger, but a lot of confidence.
Simmers, played by Thorpe. You hear the aluminum on aluminum sound. Princeton's got to crank some shots here in a hurry. Lowe has not scored yet today. On the ground in front, they tap it back to Saran, and he does that better than anybody in the game. Outlets the ball. Charlie Lockwood. A lot of choices. Ryder in front, and they tried the quick stick, but Donegan was pushed into the crease.
Syracuse will maintain possession with 4 minutes left. This one is all over. This team is so beautiful in transition. Charlie Lockwood, when he gets the ball out in the midfield, every coach gets a little bit of shiver because that's not what you want to see. Look at the even scoring for Syracuse, 3-3-5-3. And Princeton started out with the 2 goals. So since then, they've only had 6 goals and 14 for Syracuse.
Bounce shot over the cage. Casey Donegan picked that one up in the corner. Not much bigger than the ball boys down there, but again, as we've said in both of these games, in the sport of lacrosse, size doesn't matter all that much. There's some tremendous athletes in this game, well under 5'10". And they've all got big hearts. John Barr being double teamed. Andy Pusha been a key man on the faceoffs all game long.
Pusha caught his foot. I wonder if he twisted his knee there because his foot caught in the grass. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah.
He went to the sideline and his foot caught. And that's the kind of thing where you hurt your knee. It was a knee injury type stick. And of course, this is natural grass.
And he is in pain. So we have a timeout with 3:19 to go. This is something you hate to see, and we'll be back right after this.
Ernie Swanson's Lee Olds is the Olds one-price headquarters. Only Ernie dares to offer a selection second to none with Sierras for only $13,995, Achivas $14,695, Cutlass Supreme just $15,995, and 88s for only $18,995. Lee is the breakthrough dealer with one-price equipped, not stripped bargains just for you. And as always, Lee offers huge savings and factory rebates on all Bravadas, Silhouettes, and 98s. Lee Olds, Crane Highway, Glen Burnie. Demand better, get better.
It's a refreshing taste from a cold, cold place. Yeah, it's easy going down from the very first round. Pure as can be, it's a natural, you see. Wow. It's smooth, smooth, silver bullet smooth. Yeah, well, that's our story. Now it's your call. Cold Coors Light, it's the right beer now. That's all. Bye-bye.
College Park, Maryland. Here's Andy Pusha, who's had himself quite a game for Syracuse, and watch his leg here on the sideline.
Right there, he caught the cleats, and the knee went into a funny little position that wasn't quite natural. So here he is coming off good signings on his own power.
Yeah, and particularly good for the Syracuse medical staff, because on this very field a couple of years ago, football linebacker Dan Conley went down in a freak injury almost in that precise spot, and lost a whole year.
You know, when you think about this team going into the final game, the championship for '93, it's something they dearly wanted to get past the Gate Marechek years and prove themselves as a team that didn't need the help from the superstars. This is a team of good, solid, great players, and the first year they don't have a
Reggie
distinctive
Thorpe
superstar.
with a shoulder into John Malkiel. Princeton getting some new people on, spotting them in here. With under 3 minutes to go, here is Lowe. Thorpe gives him a little bit of room, and there's a shot that's wide.
Well, Kevin, unfortunately, does not have a great game either. Two big guys on this team on either end of the field, Morrow and Bacigalupo. Bacigalupo had a pretty mediocre day for him. And Kevin Lowe just was no factor on the offensive end of the field, and he is the quarterback. That hurt the offense.
Saran just made yet another fine save. Matt Ryder eludes Buttles. They work it down into scoring position. Archer sees everybody. Schussler shoots it high.
Not many people have left. I mean, we had a lot of people watch this game, 21,000 plus. A lot are still here watching the show.
As we approach 2 minutes, Syracuse 14, Princeton 8.
Syracuse showing very, very patient offense. A very patient offense.
I think it's safe now to think ahead to the championship game, Syracuse against North Carolina. And how do you see that one? Well, there's a hit on Dom Finn, who went down.
Hurt his knee as well. Looks like he got a check to the knee. Hopefully, this could be catastrophic for Roy Simmons. He may be getting his. He may be looking to the bench to get all his players off the field. He needs Dom Finn. You look ahead with anticipation for a great matchup. Two transition teams that like to handle the ball and can handle the ball as well as any team in the history of the game. They've got great speed, both teams. They've got a great ability to handle the ball. I think from what we've seen, Syracuse is going to have an edge in the goal with Saran. He's played very, very well, and he's been there before.
What about the face-offs? Carolina runs 4 or 5 different people through the face-off circle.
And I think that's going to take its toll on Syracuse. There's no question about it. But both of those teams, because they like to run in the middle of the field, are going to deliver a brand of lacrosse that's going to be tremendously exciting. And unpredictable, because you're going to have a lot of play between the goals. And when you start doing transition runs, it's tremendously exciting and a little hard to predict, because you're counting on total reaction and slides and fast-paced action. They match up well. It should be a high-scoring affair, no question about it.
Now with under a minute and a half left, Princeton, Buttles shooting it wide. He's had a pair of goals today. Reinhardt has had a couple.
I think the score, if you look at the score as we look at Bill Tierney.
There's a flag down in front of the bench.
When you talk about these two teams, Dave, the losses for Syracuse, I think, are not indicative of this team. This team got those losses early in the season. They don't get a chance to practice outside that much because of the weather up in Syracuse. And I think this team is dramatically different in a positive way from the team that started the season and got those losses. On the other hand, Carolina, not quite as strong because they're a little bit weaker in the goal. The kid today looked very, very strong, but not as strong as Billy Day, who was in there last year and has the experience. So I would have to put, if this was a Vegas thing, I would have to say that, Syracuse is the favorite by maybe a 3-goal margin.
Leaf, as you watch this game wind down now, do you think the extra time Syracuse had to prepare for Princeton this year compared to one day last year has been the factor?
I think the biggest factor is the fact that they beat them last year and that they did take them seriously, and they do know that the secrets weren't there. Last year there were some secrets about the speed of Princeton, about the ability. They have some tremendous players. Don't forget, today even, they missed the goal a lot. They have a tremendous team. Not as many great players as Syracuse, but they have a tremendous first 15 that can play with anybody.
Now
today wasn't their day.
Just keep away here in the final minute.
Bacigalupo looking to come out, which would leave the goal wide open, so Syracuse could get an open goal here.
Roy Simmons will win this game and be tied for second amongst active coaches with Carl Rupp of Towson State. In close, saved Bacigalupo.
Under 30 seconds, and they're still playing the cat and mouse game.
And in close, and a score.
Bettinger gets one for the record books, just so that he'll be on there, scoring in a semifinal game.
That'll give us time to thank the NCAA Lacrosse Committee, chaired by Willie Scroggs of North Carolina, as well as the tournament manager, Gothard Lane, and tournament media coordinator, Joe Blair, both from the University of Maryland. I'd like to thank the Princeton Athletic Director, Bob Meislick, the head coach, Bill Tierney, and staff, Sports Information Director, Mark Pennis, and from Syracuse, Roy Simmons and his staff, Sports Information Assistant, Bill Strickland. Our telecast today, a production of NCAA Communications Department. David Kayward, the Assistant Executive Director. The Executive Producer of NCAA Productions is Jim Marchioni. Our production coordinators, Kerwin Hudson and Gina McNeil, as Tor Morrow scores for Princeton, 15-9 with 9 seconds to go. And we can't leave out our producer, Frank Rafton, Director Gary Mariano.
Syracuse average score this season has been 18 goals and 10 against. They're pretty darn close to that right now, especially considering the pace of this game early on. It was a very, very slow-paced game with not much scoring in the first half.
North Carolina defeated Johns Hopkins 16-10. And they'll go on to face Syracuse with 9 seconds to go, leading Princeton 15-9.
And that game has all the elements, Dave, of what lacrosse is all about. Speed, great stick skills, a lot of offense, and solid defense. That'll be one great show.
And so that's the end of this semifinal game. Syracuse downs Princeton 15-9. We'll be back with more right after this.
The way to not win in tennis is to think too much about your opponent. Because in tennis, you don't just play the opponent. You've got to play the ball. It's how you play the ball that determines whether your shot is in or out. Whether the point is won or lost. Play the ball better than your opponent, and you'll play winning tennis. Now, you can play the ball and win with this double offer from Tennis Magazine. You'll receive a free half-hour video by Tennis Magazine instruction editor Vic Braden, plus a full year, 12 issues of Tennis Magazine. Call this number now and change the way you play tennis. What a combination. The How to Play Winning Tennis with Vic Braden video, plus the magazine that brings more instruction to more tennis players than any other.
Call 800-522-5333 for a full year of Tennis Magazine, plus this free video, just $13.77. Call 800-522-5333 now.
For every athlete who trades months of training for a